Hi, this is Frank Fantini, CEO of Fantini Research and publisher of Fantini's Gaming Report. Today we have Pat Ramsey, CEO of Multimedia Games, to tell us about his company. And by way of introduction, Multimedia Games, or MGAM as many of us call it for short, which is its ticker symbol, has had a very interesting history. It began principally as a supplier of slot machines to Indian tribes, primarily in the state of Oklahoma. Was a very popular stock among investors during that period. Tried to diversify and stumbled. And the stock, once in the mid-30s, fell to around $3 or $4 a share. And then a fellow named Anthony Sanfilippo, who is now CEO of Pinnacle Entertainment, came in and began a turnaround. Anthony then went to Pinnacle, and Pat Ramsey, who had been COO under Anthony, came in as CEO, and since then it has been a skyrocket ride. A stock that languished at $3 and $4 a share has now up in the upper 30s. A company that before had market share under 1% has now becoming a major player in the North American slot machine market. So with that said, Pat, can you describe a little bit as to what you attribute to that success, and where does MGAM go from here?
Yeah, thanks. Well, thanks for having me also, Frank. You know, early on, this was going back 5 years ago when Anthony came on board. There were a lot of fires to put out, and it was sort of a broken business at the time, and that was our concentration for really the day Anthony started, for about a year or two into it. And it was, that was stage one. And then it became, we needed access to markets. We just didn't have access to a lot of the major gaming jurisdictions. Like you said, we're popular in some tribal jurisdictions, but very few. So we said, let's get focused, let's get licensed, let's focus our R&D on making great games. We saw that we had great games and very creative innovation and game technology coming out of Austin, Texas. And we knew we could make it, and we knew we could compete on major slot floors in commercial jurisdictions. We had seen that in tribal jurisdictions. So we got access, and that really has helped us carry through now. And now, the past year or so, it's really been a story about penetration. You know, we have access to 85% of the domestic market now, but that's fairly recent. And now it's about putting out more, better games and penetrating slot floors. I think if you look at the total domestic market, MGAM machines maybe comprise 2 to 3% of the U.S. So we're just getting started, but it took about a 5-year period to sort of get to where we are. And now, I think customers, we've improved our financials significantly over the last 5 years. You know, we've grown, we're profitable, we generate cash, our balance sheet is exceptional. And so we're just in a really good spot to be able to capitalize that and to grow going forward.
You've got tremendous business opportunity because, as you said, you've got products and you are just brand new into some very big jurisdictions such as Nevada. The stock price, however, has really shot up. What can an investor expect if they came in today?
Well, like I mentioned, we have 2 to 3% of the market. And if you look at our current financials, we went from trading at a significant discount, whatever metric you use, we were trading at a significant discount. And that's because I think people didn't know the story, they didn't believe the story, and just things were broken. And we're now trading at a premium, and depending if you look at EV to EBITDA or PE ratio, there's a premium. So I think investors now believe we can compete. They believe that we can put out products that work in many jurisdictions. That was a big question about us. I had many investors say, how do we know you can make a game that works outside of Oklahoma or Washington? We've proven that. And I think that's reflected in our stock price. But the bottom line is we have 2 or 3% of the market, so we trade at a premium, but there's still a long way to go. Right. I think there's, you know, the target U.S. market, where there are 950, 960 casinos. We only have MGAM product in 330 casinos. So there's a lot of room for growth. And again, it's a story now about penetration.
As you enter these markets, and some of them you've been in now for a year or two, you now go head-to-head against the biggest and the best companies in the industry. In that environment, you have to have a competitive advantage. What is MGAM's advantage?
Remember, we have gone head-to-head with the IGTs of the world and the Bally's of the world in Washington and Oklahoma and New York and other jurisdictions for many years. But our competitive advantage, you know, we are based in Austin, like I said. I think that does add a nice vibe to our product, and it provides a differentiated feel and look to our product. We're very focused on customer service, and I think that's helped us. I think having a product like Tournament, a marquee product that everybody, it's a must-have product, and it's a Trojan horse. That's what we called it. It's helped get us into 200 casinos. So to have that product and have that differentiation, and then to build this brand around Tournament and to show and to prove to customers, we're partnering with you to bring you more revenues and to get more people in your casino. That's a unique approach. And so to take a slightly different approach from a customer service and marketing perspective and a product development perspective, we're in a pretty good spot to be able to gain some market share.
You're displaying a lot of products at G2E, more than ever. What one or two products must attendees see before they leave this show?
We're proud of all of our products, but I'll pick a few since you put me on the spot. I think we've divided our show space this year. We have some great high denom products back in the back left corner. I think our standard video products really stand out. Stop by and play Zombie Outbreak. Get into that bonus round, and you'll see a little bit of quirkiness and funkiness in our products that I think gamblers like. Check out the High Rise. Take a look at Moby Dick. You'll get a good sense of some great art and some unique graphics, and how the High Rise series, which has been really a game changer for us, and you'll get a sense of that product. And then take a peek into the MPX room and see our new cabinet, and basically a follow-up to High Rise, and we're calling it MPX. There's 2 themes on that. Check those out. I really like the Thundering Herd. I think it has a very interesting mystery feature where the reels expand all the way up on the monitor. And of course, you have to play a tournament. And I think if you haven't played a tournament, you'll get a sense of the excitement, the competition, the communal aspect, and you'll understand why that's grown from 2 casinos to 200 casinos in just several years.
Just plain fun.
Just fun.
Yeah. As a final question, Pat, what about multimedia games would you like your customers or investors to better understand?
We're just getting started, and I'm thinking more both from the customer and investor standpoint, and even our employees. I want them to understand. It's been we've gone from being off the radar to being valued like we're going out of business. To, like you mentioned, we've had great stock performance, and we're now at a premium. But I'd say we're just getting started, and we do take a unique approach. We listen carefully to what the customer wants, and we think we can deliver that. And hopefully, I got the questions years ago when I took this job. Why does the industry need another manufacturer, right? And I said, diversity is good. It's good in the industry, and I think product diversity is good for any casino. And I think we put out great products that can compete with all the best, even those companies who have 10 times the R&D budget. And if you, I believe that as you walk around the floor, you'll get a sense of that. So we can compete. We're just getting started. We're a fun place to work, that we don't take ourselves very seriously. And I think that's important in this business. After all, this is the entertainment business.
Absolutely. Very informative, Pat.
Thanks,
Thank
Frank.
you.
Thanks for having me.